Hello, welcome back to Dave Talks. Today we're going to be discussing the Manchester Derby. It's a massive game in the Premier League. Could go as far as deciding the Premier League title already. So I thought, why not? Let's get a tactical preview out there. On to number one, the first tactical point we are going to discuss is Pep Guardiola's use of inverted fullbacks in the Premier League. Without the ball, inverted fullbacks defend in the same position as regular fullbacks either side of the centre-backs. But interestingly, with the ball, they move into central midfield and attempt to overload the middle of the park. So why would you do this? Well, firstly, as I mentioned just then, you're overloading the opposition centrally. You're creating a 5v4 in central midfield, but also you're creating two platforms in a way of central midfielders. The first platform being the defensive midfielder, flanked either side by the two fullbacks, and the second being the two free eights, as I'm going to call that, and we'll discuss that later on. Doing this creates big questions for the opposition midfield. Do the wingers come inside and press the inverted fullbacks, opening up space out wide for 1v1 situations? Or do your midfield go up and press the inverted fullbacks, again opening up massive space in between the lines for the two free eights? But the use of inverted fullbacks can be exploited. Obviously, as the fullbacks move into midfield, moving inside opens up space on the counter-attack. This is where Wayne Rooney is going to be absolutely crucial. He needs to play that 10 slot perfectly. He needs to work hard in defence. But when Man United nick the ball in transition, Wayne Rooney needs to work out wide and create those angles, create that space for the counter-attack. Wayne Rooney's registered 2 assists in the Premier League this season. Both have come from wide areas. So maybe if Rooney can get wide, cross the ball to Zlatan, Man United have a great avenue for attack. On to number 2, and we're going to be talking about Manchester City's underlapping free eight. So Pep's first big problem when he came to Manchester City was who to play at number 10. Would it be David Silva's craft and guile or Kevin De Bruyne's directness in the final third? What Pep Guardiola did as a solution is play both of them. And that's where the term free number 8 has come from. In a 4-3-3, you have your defensive midfielder and then you have your two central midfielders ahead. Usually they are operating, one of them coming to the ball, one of them going into the number 10 slot. What Guardiola's doing at Manchester City is allowing both of his two central midfielders to play as number 10s, drifting in between the lines, getting the ball, turning and playing those forward passes or linking with the forwards. This has worked really well for Manchester City in the Premier League this season so far, with both David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne both creating 8 chances in the Premier League, the top creators at Manchester City. But also if you're looking at passes, only John Stones and Fernandinho have completed more passes than David Silva and Kevin De Bruyne. United need to be wary of these free eights because of the underlap. The underlap is when you're making a run inside of an advanced player. Everyone knows the traditional overlap. That's going round the forward, getting wide and getting the ball into the box. What Pep's develops at Manchester City is a different run. The run inside the fullback, which is getting these two free eights into very dangerous areas in and around the penalty area. Manchester United need to be very aware of this. Both Paul Pogba, Marouane Fellaini need to take charge of these situations. If they need to trap the likes of David Silva, Kevin De Bruyne into the box, they need to do that to avoid, clear-cut opportunities that will be created. On to number 3, and that's stopping Manchester City playing out from the back. Pep Guardiola's teams are known for playing out from the back, whether it be the goalkeeper being brilliant on the ball, the two centre-backs, or even a defensive midfielder dropping in between them. In the last few Clásicos that Mourinho faced up against Guardiola in La Liga, Real Madrid were very, very aggressive, pressing from the start. The first 10 minutes, Mourinho really tried to break up the Barcelona flow, pressing them very aggressively in their defensive half. This meant that Barcelona had to look long and obviously fell into the hands of Jose Mourinho's powerful Real Madrid side, with Sami Khedira sitting ahead of the likes of Pepe and Ramos, very dominant in the air. And that's what United need to do. They need to go very aggressive from the off, but then also transition to a deep bank of 4 when needs be. Another big thing is pressing them from goal kicks. In the last Clásico that Mourinho really got success, the 2-1 win in April in 2012, Barcelona were playing a 3-4-3. Mourinho went very, very bold. He pressed the back 3 and the bottom defensive midfielder of the diamond. So the likes of Ronaldo on the left, Di Maria on the right, Ozil as the number 10, and Benzema were going 1v1 against the Barcelona back 3 of Mascherano, Puyol and Adriano, but also Busquets. And that really broke up Barcelona's flow and really got to them. And it meant that Real Madrid did dominate parts of the game because Barcelona just couldn't find their rhythm, couldn't find their tempo. And that is exactly what Manchester United need to do against Manchester City. Hustle them early, get in their faces, but also not let them play out from goal kicks or from when the ball is at the keeper's feet.